I lie to you not. I've been waiting for this moment. This is my introduction to Joe. I remember watching this episode. I remember when he came on the screen, and I was like, what the hell? So when they announced this documentary, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. Joe Exotic. What's going on, everybody? I got another episode for you of Tiger King, and we finally got to the moment I had been waiting for. But first, let's build off what happened in the last episode. You got John Lowe, or whatever his name is, the new guy came in and he started running the park, and people were like, he didn't care anything about the park. And I love the way they showed this, how as the episode was going along, you saw the park actually become more and more and more dilapidated. Like from previous episodes, we knew Joe already had the people living in some very auspicious housing environments, but the animals were always kept pretty good looking cages. He had that over Carol Baskins. Her cages look horrible. And the fact that you see like mud everywhere and overgrown weeds because these guys didn't want to pay the workers. He brought his own people in who had no idea what to do with animals and how to take care of them. He wanted to just run and play with the animals and play with, like, literally play with the animals. He was in the cages with them and stuff like that. He would like hit them. So this guy was already a bad sign for the park. And you could tell that it was creating this divide between, because Joe got swept up in his mystique of Vegas and all that stuff. So between him and Joe and the crew, the park was suffering because of this. And on the other side, here's where we get to my favorite part. Joe was finally running for president and he thought he could win. And the way they led into this is they showed his campaign manager, and he was like, being Joe's campaign manager was the dumbest mistake I ever made. That just gave you an idea of how this was going to go. And it played my favorite clip from last week tonight with John Oliver, and that's how I found out about this guy when he was first running with it, and he had like the glossy, oh my God, I had been waiting to see if they were going to talk about this, but it was over the last 4 or 5 years, so they had to talk about it. What I didn't know is that because he didn't win and he didn't even get like nominated, he ran for like Oklahoma governor, and he tried to make it about the big cats, and he just kept getting fame and fame and fame and fame and fame, and infamy, I guess, more than anything. And it was mainly local stuff. So that went to his head. And again, the park is just suffering. They're just showing this in the background. I like that. But this episode, as I said in the second one, is not for the squeamish. The whole time you're watching this whole series, what they've been building up to is the tension between these people and the animals. People realize animals can feed off your energy. You got good energy, they're good. You got bad energy, they're mean. This is just one aspect. They're also wild animals, though. But the whole time you're watching, you're just wondering, when is one of these animals going to hurt somebody? We already saw it in the second episode that it can happen. And it's just building to it and building to it. And at one moment, it finally happens with Joe. They don't attack him per se, but it's a scene that you're like sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. On the other side of that, something goes down that I did not think they were going to get caught on tape. I won't ruin it and I won't say it here, but it involves, you see how my eyes it gets real somber. It involves Joe's husband, because he only has one at this point, because the other husband came out as not being gay and he was actually sleeping with somebody else, and they kicked him out of the place. And I realized something was up when they said how long they had been married in the beginning, but I thought that might have been something else, but now I realize why. And he just gave them all the things they wanted, and they got into like the drug aspect of it. And as this episode was just going along, it's just getting crazier and crazier. And then it ends with like just showing, after him running for governor, the other guy coming in, and the whole running for president, and how he's just likes being seen by people. He forgot why he was fighting Carol Baskins and all this other stuff. And it just, the park looks horrible, and it's just giving her all the fuel she needs to actually shut him down. And I feel this is building to something, because I think there's only like 3 episodes left, so I don't know. But that tension, I love the way they've been doing that tension in each episode. You don't know if it's going to come from somebody like it did in this episode, or if it's going to come from one of the animals like it did in this episode. So I can't wait to watch episode 6. Are y'all enjoying Tiger King? Are you not enjoying Tiger King? Who's your favorite character? Because there is no favorite character. There really isn't. That's going to do it for me. I'll holler at y'all next time, probably tomorrow after I watch the next episode. I'm out. Peace.